All right, let's get started here. One moment while I put some links in some places. Okay. Alrighty then. Just gotta grab a link off here and post it in on Twitter and Facebook, and I will be getting started any minute here. Let's see. So we're gonna. I can just. There we go. All right. So we're on a super flat today, just to kind of ease the construction process here. But let me just grab on my trusty, rusty, dusty phone here. And all right. Copy link. Turn that off. Post to Twitter. Actually, you know what I'm going to do real quick? I'm going to jump onto Discord on my phone and grab that link that I posted in the chat, if I can, because, you know, I have a little like ditty that I kind of scribbled along with all that stuff. Do you want to build a rail yard? Yes, there we go. Okay, so I'm live on Twitter and Discord. There we go. All right, so let me check the volume on this thing. Is it, well, okay. Normally I have music playing, but I just have been having too many issues. That's a little loud. That is a little bit loud. And also, I should probably be wearing my headphones because I don't want any weird echoing weird stuff for you guys. Or for me when I watch back later on. Actually, I could probably do it up here. All right, so Does it fit? If it fits, I sit. Okay, I probably look like a massive dork. Let me just double check. All right, no, looks okay. So let's turn this up a little bit. I gotta turn this chair likes to. It's a worn out chair. It's not even mine. It likes to. There's a thing where you can recline back. If I take that off, I can recline back. I don't want to recline back because I'd be like, and then I'll start like Dr. Evil. He'll sit down and roll away, sort of like that. All right, let's. Oh, much better. All right, so look, only about 35,000% dork. All right, cool. So I do want to build a rail line. What's in here? I have my headphones on, but they're not plugged in. That's fun times. Okay. It's funny. This computer is very strange. I have a USB hub. It's probably from about 2002 or so. It's a probably it's a 4-port hub, and then there's an output on the back, and it's powered. It's a powered hub. It's really cool, actually. It's probably from about 2002, 2003. Sometimes when I plug in the headphone jack, the USB stops communicating to the hub, and that has the mouse and the keyboard. So I always check to see if the light on the keyboard, the optical mouse, the keyboard tray, see if it's still going on there. Kind of funny. Okay, so we're going to grab these sticks, and we're going to grab this, and we're going to grab this. Why? Why are you doing this? Why? Because, right, I can't do that unless I have a crafting table, which is in here. Okay, so we are going to lock it down to that, and we're going to do this. This is a shortcut because if you manipulate stuff on here, it ends up being really weird. Like you can do stuff like that, but I don't want that. Of course, it picks it up anyway. Okay, so we can just put this in here because it's just, let's just leave that there. Right, so then just going to grab a stack of iron, go back to our little, oh, there's an advancement, so we're just going to make, how do you know, wait, what? I thought that's how you made rails. I thought it was like something like this. Why is it not over here? That's really weird. Anyway, let's just pretend to make some rails like we're in survival. All right, so this is a pretty open area here. Unfortunately, there are 10 billion kajillion trillion lakes for some reason, which I am not at all fond with. I am not okay with that. Look at this. What's going on here? This is 1.13, and it's buffet world thing. It kind of sucks, actually. Very buggy. Yeah, I'm sorry about your farm, dude. It's like, yeah, there's supposed to be another piece of farm here. I'm almost guaranteed. Okay, so it's like the land of a billion lakes, sort of like Canada. Let's go over here and, okay, we need like, kind of like from that tree to that tree. And then from this tree to maybe this tree over here. We need a pretty large area. And it's all lakes, which is no good, man. It's not realistic to build a rail yard when there's a bunch of lakes. So we're going to revert to 1.12. because then you can turn those lakes down. So we're going to actually quit this game. Just give me a second. Sorry, guys. Just got to fire up 1.12 here. You know it's bad if you have to go back a version just to do what you want to do. I mean, I don't know what the heck Mojang is doing anymore. I really don't, but I'm not really happy with the way things are going. They haven't fixed any of the bugs in 1.13. And people shouldn't just be forced to just do 1.14 because 1.14 is broken. It does not work. It's super laggy and incredibly memory intensive, like wildly memory intensive, like 3 gigabytes of RAM memory intensive. I don't understand at all, actually. So we're going to create a new world. We're going to call it creative options. I'm going to do super flat, but then customize preset, overworld, use preset, done. Okay, let's see if it does that. Let's see what happens. Because if it's super full of lakes again, I'm not going to be able to use the overworld super flat. It's kind of irritating, actually. Ooh, pardon me. Whew. I had breakfast and lunch at the same time. Okay, look. There are lakes. Okay, it's putting in all the chunks and stuff. Okay. This is a normal amount of lakes. Okay, or ponds or whatever you want to call it. Okay. But unfortunately, it's like the same. Now there are quite a bit fewer lakes. Maybe not over here, but there are a lot more areas that have sand. The lakes have sand. I can't do it on a regular super flat because the world is not deep enough. I need the depth to get the circuitry for the switch, the track switches and stuff like that. Okay, well, I didn't think this was going to be an issue at all. How about we're going to go back to, we're just going to have to go back to 1.13, I guess. I'm so sorry, guys. This is like ridiculous. I shouldn't have to do this. Mojang, you done goofed. So I'm going to have to do this already on 1.13, which sucks because I wanted it to be kind of the villages and stuff like that. And I don't think that you can turn on generated structures in the redstone already. I don't remember. Super flat, customize, preset. You know, let's do desert. Let's see what the desert does. I mean, I'm hoping that it won't have 3,252 lakes and stuff. Just keeping an eye out on the weather here today. Okay, can I do it? I mean, they have this. Just endless cacti with the occasional lava pool. Okay, I think we can work with this. I think we can work. What the heck is this all about? You guys having like a meeting over here? What the heck's going on? This guy's going for like a stroll in the lava, apparently. Okay, let's find something to build near. How about we look for... Desert Pyramid. Could not find this. Hey, there's one right there. What the heck are they talking about? Ah. Now, if there's one here, that means that there should be a village not too far away. It's funny how I couldn't find this. Maybe we should use this as our central tower control area. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So what we would do here is... Gotta turn the volume up a little bit on me. Heck yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Oh, and do this. So while we're building this, we don't want it to get dark, but we'll have it set. We'll have like some daylight sensors where lamps come on to light up the yard and stuff. So it'll be relatively sort of quote unquote realistic. Okay, so we're going to let's just put this here just so it looks kind of nice. What am I doing there? Okay. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this part here because this part's going to be useless basically. We're going to have like a ladder that maybe comes up here. And petrified oak slab. No, just a regular oak slab. Okay, so we'd be here. Alright, so we're just gonna okay, and then we're gonna bring the ladder here. Okay, now we're going to get rid of that, and these two definitely got to go. Glass pane. It's a pane in the glass. Haha. It's funny. No. I don't think we necessarily need that. They make it all look kind of nice, even though in reality it probably wouldn't be. Okay, and we're going to put probably these back in here. Okay, so we're going to put that back in there. We're going to, I don't know where we're going to do up here at the top, but we need to be able to see out. Okay, so this actually has to be a glass pane because the yard's going to be like right in front here. This actually might be a glass pane too. Okay, so we're going to just enclose this here. I think that what we're going to do is just make this glass across the top here and close the rest of this in like so. So this will be a tower, and a tower will also have a view of, so we're going to have three different yards. Okay, so we're going to have the main classification yard here, and I think that we're going to lead into that with a hump yard over here. See, look, there's another temple right over there. What the heck are these? Look, there's a village right there. I think this one over here is going to control the hump yard. So we're just going to kind of, if you guys don't know what a hump yard is, I'll show you in a sec. I think that's what it looks like on the other side. 3 by 3 and a 1. No, 3 by 3 and 3. Okay, so it's not 3 by 3, it's 3 by 4. Okay, we'll open up. We'll open up the entire side of this. And the hump yard will be over here. Okay. So normally a hump yard could be, there would be a one section of classification tracks, and the hump yard part of it could be like next to it. But ours is going to have the classification tracks here, and the hump yard is going to be kind of at an angle here. And they'll lead in, really, it's going to be really complicated actually, so it's going to be kind of neat. That's why I needed some depth, so we can get some of the, you know, some of the, okay, we're just going to try and start to clear. That's basically what's going to look like. And I think we're also going to clear out this side here, because this yard's going to go this way and then turn right. So we need to have some way to keep an eye on things. Over here, and this will be like that. Okay, that looks good. They can come in here and again, I have to put a ladder in here as well. I think we're going to put the ladder in right here. I don't remember how high I put up the floor here, so it's going to be 1, 2. So that first cross area there, where it's 3 across. Okay, so it's going to be just like that. Okay. Now the only issue I have with this area here, it's correct for like how the, like it's human sized, I would say, but it is not, I can't fit the amount of switches that I need in here. So we're going to go over here and we're going to flatten this out, and this is going to be, I think, where all of our control systems are going to sit inside of. So these are just going to be decorative, unfortunately. They're just going to look out and you can see stuff. So this whole area is going to be taken out here. Super duper deletion of stuff here. Okay. And I think this is a good level too, because this floor is already built in there. So our redstone is going to be down underneath the temple. And there's already that big tube that goes down underneath here, so that'll help too. This might take a long time. This might be a multi-part series. I'm pretty tired actually right now, so I'm not sure how long the stream is going to be today, but we shall see. We shall see. So all of the different levers and stuff will be laid out. Like there's going to be a lever. I'm going to surround this with glass too. Actually, let's just very quickly just glaze this in here. That way we can actually see much more realistic dimensions there. I might even go in and take this out too. And yeah, you know what? No, let's just keep it glazed here. And we're gonna fill this part in here, just, you know, so we can not keep falling down in there. All right, so we're going to glaze the front of this in so we have a view of the yard up here. And I do think that this actually needs to go as well. That way we can see down. And that's okay. It still looks all right. Let's just do it like that. Actually, still looks like some sort of temple type thing. So no big deal. Okay, so we can come up to here and we can look out. Okay, I think that's probably acceptable. So just run that across there. And run it there. So a lot of rail yards, they have these big control sort of centers with all this glass everywhere, and like you can view the trains up on this big board and all the little where the switches are and where the trains are on the track and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's actually going to be kind of the theme of this thing, and this is obviously going to be the one for over here. But we're only going to we're going to extend that over this way. Then we're going to put a we're going to do kind of like cut sandstone up here. All right. Now, in the past, like realistically, this may have been something that could have been opened, like on a pivot. You know, there's windows that open on a pivot in the frame. Just on a hot day, you might be able to open that, but this one can't because it's Minecraft. Okay. And this will give us the view that we need. So this is going to be our central control area. The redstone for this is going to be catastrophically complicated. Oh my god. Can't wait for that. So we're just going to cap this off right here. Oh, perfect. Look at that. I actually guessed the right height. And because it's like a temple-y type thing, we're going to kind of pyramid it up here a little bit. I don't know. Something. And then we're going to move this over and do something like this. Because I don't know what we're doing behind here, but just... Okay, that looks convincing. And then we're going to just continue to, I think we're going to put a wall right here. And I do think that we should keep this mostly open with windows and stuff, just so we know what the heck's going on out here. This is probably going to be a multi-part series because of the complexity of the switching. There's going to probably be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 switches for the classification yard minimum. Oh, hiccups. Drinking too much water here. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then another 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Then another 18 switches for the hump yard. So that's a lot. That's a lot of control. 18 different pieces in here. So we'd have little 18 different control stations basically. So we're going to have one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to be, I think, I think we may actually have to build this corner up here and expand this because there's, like I said, there's going to be a huge amount of redstone underneath here. So the hump yard needs to have switch control and minecart flow control. So there's going to be when it goes downhill. You know what? I'll build a sample of a hump yard real quick, just so people understand what I'm talking about. It's going to kind of ruin the aesthetic of the temple. I guess the one moment, please. Hey, honey, what's up? Live streaming? What are you doing? Wow. Probably a whole bunch of I don't know. Probably a whole bunch of the alkaline waters because we're down to I think about 3. Right, but they're only good for about a day and a half each one. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Okay. Yeah, you can. Oh my God. Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good. Yeah, she made him. She made him. He hasn't messed up once yet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think people like him too much. The writers are like, let him survive. Yeah, something. But listen, this is like massively. Oh. Oh, geez, that's stupid. Yeah, let's just go and break the railing. What kind of dumbassery is that? All right, I better go though. Okay. I love you. Bye, honey. I love you. Bye. Oh my God. Sorry about that. Had a phone call, private, all that. So let's continue here. So it's going to ruin the aesthetic of the desert temple in this area. But yeah, I'm not really sure how to handle this part. Hey, dude, you okay there? Okay. So this part I'm going to leave like that because I don't want to mess up these windows. So I'm just going to build it up back here. And in fact, I'm just going to actually build this flooring level here because, and actually, you want to know something? I'm not even going to do it. I'm going to do it this way. I'm just kind of, hold on. I have to kind of readjust this here real quick. I know what, that's why I'm using this particular block, because I know this is regular sandstone here. So I'm going to leave it like that, I guess. And then when, oh, that should be like that, I guess. But in the back here, I'm going to just build a wall back here real quick. Okay, so we're going to expand this floor footprint out back here because, yeah, I mean, we're not going to need any of this stuff here. We're not going to need any of this guy here. This all needs to be hollowed out anyway. So the floor here is the most important part. Okay, let's just take this out. All right. Let's go across here. Take all this out too. Okay, and then we are going to come down, what, right here, I guess? It's not going to be as pretty as the other side because it's kind of like off in the back. There, that looks a little bit better. But we're going to see this, remember there's a floor here and then the wall is going to be moved back. So that's like, that guy's like floating on the outside. Okay, cool, sure, why not? Just float around, yeah. Dude. Get off of my building. Jeez. Anyway, back to what we're doing here. I'm going to leave probably a little bit of a service entrance here, probably. Something like that. Then we're going to just bring this wall and this floor out. I'm just going to bring the sort of wall, floor, interchange block across there. Intersection block, whatever you want to call it. This might look cool with some windows here. So let's do something like, there'll be some windows here. Actually, on these parts, I think the windows would just be up high. And it'd be more like, it would be more like this, because the windows are up high to keep them like secure from like vandalism and stuff. All right, so I think that's wide enough. And my dimensions on here, I think, might not be correct because we take that back and that back and that back. Okay, so I might do the same thing on this side just to make it look a little bit more sort of symmetrical. So we're going to bring 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be something like that. But then it's, oh, so this is not centered. The doorway is not centered. Okay. Okay, so that should be centered now. There we go. Much better, much better, much better. Is that, nope, what am I even doing here? There we go. Okay, that looks all good. And we're going to put this one here. So we're going to come inside now and we're going to clear out this stuff. All these pillars, they all got to go. All these pillars, all this stuff, that all has to go. I'm going to grab this pressure plate just, you know, just in case. Yeah, nothing too great anyway. So we're gonna one of the things that we're gonna do here is we are going to be bringing. It looks like we can fit. It looks like we can fit, if we do it at an angle like this, we can fit sort of 1, 2. We can fit 5. This one's going to be hard to get to though. We can fit 5 downward circuits here that go down to a certain height here to go outward, and the rest of them will have to be sort of sunken down, maybe in these little gallery areas here. Not sure yet. Okay. So what the why I think the pyramids are all like that, aren't they? Interesting. Okay, yeah, it's like they have a hallway behind the pillars on one side, but not on the other side. So we're just gonna fill this in here. And we're gonna fill the floor up over here on this side too. There we go. We're gonna take these ones out as well. Take this stuff out. So we're going to bring the signals down here and down here. And I think what we're going to use that particular part for is the, see there's 5, so there's 4. So we could use this for, we could use this side for the far side of the classification yard, this side for the near side of the classification yard. So over that way, I'll show you. Oh, I might as well get some rails out. Do I even have any rails? No. How about we get some? Okay. So the main reason I'm laying out the control area first is because I want to know what I'm working with. What kind of like dimensions and distances and stuff. Ooh, pardon me. Because I don't want to create any circuits that are accidentally self-powering or anything like that. Oh my gosh. Massive hiccups. Okay. So the hump yard's going to be over here. Okay. So there's going to be a 2-track lead-in to the hump yard. There's going to be 2 tracks and maybe 1. Yeah, I'm going to make them 3 apart. 1, 2, 3, and then a rail. That way we can fit circuitry underneath here out of the way. And then, so this is going to have a track. And then actually we might need more than 3. In fact, I think we're going to do 6 on the spacing. We don't need that many inputs. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then this one's going to have 1, 2, 3 outputs. See how we needed that space? And then this one's going to have we should either have 2, yeah, we have 2 left. I might want to do this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this one because I do want 3 blocks in between here just to have a 1 block buffer, because if I have a circuit underneath here and a circuit underneath here, that's not going to work really well. So we're just going to quickly okay. So I think that's going to be the basis of the hump yard. However, because of the way that Minecraft works, obviously we're going to have to get rid of the sand here. Oh, it's quite a bit of sand. Holy crap. So we're going to put a block here. And I'm going to want to come, yeah, we're going to have to get rid of all the sand here in the switching area. Okay. Okay, so sand is off in the switching area. Now I'm going to clear out this area on either side. That way we can see down into the circuitry area. Sand definitely not an ideal surface to work on here, obviously, but yeah, we'll do the forks too. There we go. Now we won't have to worry about, losing our rails to collapsing sand. I might bring it up, but see, this is not a true hump type situation yet. It's basically a flat area. It's not. There's no hump to it. When I say a hump, what is a hump? Well, that's not the right block. When I say hump, I mean there's like literally a bump in the ground where the rail cars are pushed up and then they roll down the other side. So the hump, well, I'm just going to do it without the bump for now. So actually, I don't think I can. Okay, so the rail cars are going to be pushed up here, and this is going to be powered rail right here. And underneath here is going to need to be some kind of, let's get a lever real quick. Now the problem with this lever is it only has 2 states. It's either on or off. And if I put it here, there's too many choices for the game to make. So what we're going to have to do here is, this is okay, but this is going to have to come off probably right here. Yeah, right here. Because, and then there's going to be another switch underneath there, because in Minecraft, then there's going to have to be another switch. See how complicated this is going to be already? And then we put another switch here, I think it is. No, it's actually 1 block past. So it'll come down here and go across here. Now the problem with a regular train, a regular rail yard will have these things to slow the whole thing down. So we're gonna build this up, this hump here, just a little bit. It's not going to be a huge big thing, but it is going to be a bit of an elevation here. And bring it back by 2, just so there's a bump. Okay, so we're going to bring our rail cars up pretty gradually. So there's a 2 slope on this side. We're going to make this like 4 or 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we don't want these being shoved up here and then the momentum carrying them out down there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1, 2, 3. So the ratio, obviously, it looks like you push it up and then it kind of slides down, which is exactly how it is. So we're going to put these in here. Now this is going to be back here, and this is going to be back here, and then we're going to have a piece right here that actually isn't powered ever, and someone will be here, an actual player, is not 100% automated actually, believe it or not. Someone's going to nudge it off of here, and this player is going to manually, I guess, okay, and then we're going to get a repeater. Okay, so we're going to have another little bit here. We're going to put the lever here. So there's going to be 2 parts to this. There's going to be a part where it can be remotely controlled. Okay. There might need to be, see, that's the thing. This hump tower over here, it really does need to have all the controls hooked up for just this hump over here. And then the other end of it is going to be hooked up to this little tower right here. There's only going to be like 1 or 2 little levers inside of here. That way we're not having to run back into here all the time. All right, so actually I'm getting a little bit ADD here. So let's just finish this up real quick here. But now you guys kind of know what a hump yard is, and I figured that was a good use of time to just show you exactly what I'm talking about. For people who aren't into rail stuff, you're probably like, what the hell is a hump yard? There's a hump, and the cars roll down it. And they have enough momentum to couple. So here's the hump over here, and here's the flat part of the yard. They go up, and they roll down with enough force to gently couple up. And then you go through and you hook up all of the air lines and the brake lines for the air. The air lines for the brake, actually. So how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think that should be enough. I am actually going to cut this back here. And we're going to just move these. No, we're not going to move them. We're going to just move them back 1 block. Because I don't like that corner there. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and 6 is 12, 13, 14. So there's 15. And then this is going to be probably unused here, this one here, because it's directly below the door. So we're going to take that one out and maybe put one here and one like there and one maybe like right there. That way we have emergency shutoff is going to be this one right here. This is going to put everything into default looping to capture everything that's coming into the yard. So if there's a runaway, all the stuff in the yard stays in the yard, and all the stuff going through the main line goes through the main line. That way, if there's a runaway on the main line, it won't affect anything in the yard. So I'm just going to put these here for now. Some of these may be buttons, some of these may be levers. Really depends on the functionality. Like this would definitely be a lever. But say we're running manual operations over here. We don't necessarily have to run manual operations over here, but someone does have to nudge this. And so I'm not sure how to do that exactly. So this guy can just turn these on with a little bit of redstone. Let's see if this actually works here. If I flick that on, do these two both turn on? Yes, they do. Okay, and then this guy's also going to have, whoever is over here is also going to have a little platform right here. And it's going to tell them, track 1, 2, or 3, something like that. So this particular live stream, I'm just going to do the basic layout of this whole thing. And yeah, just to get a feel of what's going to be required. And this should, as you can see, that spacing is now coming into play. So we need 2 over here and 3 over here, so 5, 6 total. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So you can see how whether that spacing, because this circuitry is going to depend on, is going to determine. So when these are all switched off, I'm going to have a repeater, like a diode setup, where signal can come in from one side and it doesn't power the other side or anything like that. Kind of like right, but if we do it this way, see, it only goes one way. So yeah, and and this also needs to be, this also has to have a repeater right here. So we don't want to power this whole line with that because that could end up interfering. So it only powers out one way, this way. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3. Now keep in mind, we're going to have the local circuit, and then we're going to have the remote control from the switching box over here. Now, speaking of the switching box, I think we should finish building this thing. And I think over here, oops, I think this might be actually a very good choice for this side. We're just going to fill this one section in here. So in railroading terms, this would be like your control point, central sort of controlling area. Then we're going to run this across here. Then we're going to run this across here probably. I hope this ends up looking nice on the outside too. I mean, it is mainly industrial, functional type of thing, but I also hope it looks semi-decent. That's not too bad at all. It looks very industrial, very sort of serious and important. And this is going to be in here because we need lots of light in here. We want lots of light to know what we're doing. Then we're just going to try and grab these glass panes. They're a pain, I'm telling you. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So the top of this building is going to continue this sort of pyramidal theme, because we kind of cut it off right here to make our floor. This is all going to be glass as well, just like I said, to bring in that light from the outside. Okay, so that's this side done. Then we're going to go over to this side. We're going to put an iron door there with a trap door, with a pressure plate on one side and a lever on the other side. And we're going to pull this over this way. All right, so we're going to build up this pyramid type roof type thing now, which is kind of exciting actually. Oops, a little bit too far there. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay. We're going to get rid of this, put that in there. Actually, we're going to take that off and just bring it like this. Okay. Ah, what do you know? And then, so now we're going to, I guess I'll start over here and just might be the top of this is going to look a little bit weird, but whatever, I don't really care. It'll be fine. It's fine. Okay, so now this side is going to end up kind of closing itself off, and this side is too. All right, so we're going to cut this corner here, but we're going to take this block out once we've placed it. Because I'm not sure I'm going to handle that front. I'm going to have to redo that front there to make it look a little bit more pyramidal. Oh, that's good though. That's good because we have we do have a 3 by whatever this. We have a uneven number, which is good because that means the pyramid will actually top out with a point. which is good. That's the whole point of it. And we'll just close it off just like that. And how's it look? Not too bad, not too bad. Looks a little bit weird on the front, but that's sure, that's fine too, I guess. I think I'm gonna bring this forward actually. So I think I'm just gonna pull this completely forward. We're going to put the glass right here in the front. And this will then be open. Okay, so we're going to take this glass out. But because of structural realism, we're going to leave this thing in. Because that would be like a beam going across there. I stepped in the beam. It's from a movie called Beethoven. All right, so we're going to move. We're going to move the glass right over here. So that means that this area is going to be like this. I'm just going to reconfigure the roof real quick. So we can actually take this out, or is that what we said we were going to keep? I don't remember now. And we'll keep that part there. Okay, it's getting creepy looking out here. Did I wake the ancient dead person in here or something? That would be cool if they updated desert pyramids, because I don't think they've been updated in quite some time. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take this out actually, because there we go. There's going to be a pocket here, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. And this has to come out as well. And this is going to come out because we have to move it back or forward depending on what your perspective is. And this has to come out. So we're going to close this back in. Restart the roof over here. And we're going to tie the roof in now to this extension. It does look a bit better now, I will say. That does look a little bit better. Yeah, it does. That looks like it's actually like a pyramid on the top there now. And the inside looks amazing. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Whoa. So we need some chiseled quartz right here. I think I'm gonna just do something simple like that. We don't want the weather cycle. Thank you very much. Oh, guess what? I took a survey, a one-question survey, and Donald Trump thinks I'm on his team. You know, they have those emailing lists. I'm like, dude, no, just no. You're literally a human piece of garbage. No. He's like, get news directly from me instead of the quote-unquote media. It's like, that's what it is. That's why it's called news. Like, yeah. Guy's a little bit unhinged. Well, a lot unhinged, actually. Anyway, moving on from that, we are going to do a little bit of actual decoration here. So let's look for steps. Sandstone stairs. Okay, we're definitely going to go hard on the sandstone stairs here. Whoops. And yeah, yeah. Yeah. I just think the guy. I think it's just amusing that this complete and utter maniac is like, "Oh, you're on my team." It's like, it's like what feels bad, man. That like people don't like you. Here's like this ego thing where if you don't like him, you're just garbage to him, which is hilarious. That's like little kid mentality. It's hardcore ridiculous. Country can do. Not only can the country do better than Donald Trump, oh my God. There's this bridge that has its own YouTube channel. It's called like 11'8" or something like that. I forget what it's called. 8'11" maybe. I don't know. It's like a driver that keeps running into that bridge even though he knows it's not going to clear. That's Donald Trump. Like, he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand how the country's supposed to work. It's not all about the president. It's not all about one person directing everything. He doesn't understand. He doesn't care about anyone except for himself. He's had 3 attorneys general at this point, something like that. He had an interim one or something like that. And there's thousands of federal level seats that need to be appointed that he's just leaving empty, which is really bad for the functioning of the government and like as a whole. But if you're out to like mess things up, that's what I would do. Just leave everything empty. When are people going to learn? Like, this dude is not on our side. He's really not. He's on his own side. And anything else is merely speculation. Like the whole Russia collusion thing. Well, clearly they colluded, but he didn't do it to win the presidency. He did it to further himself. So if he lost, he would still be like some famous guy kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's what I got. Because that's how he operates. A lot of people in the rest of the country are like, oh, Donald Trump, this, that. We've known about the Trump family here for decades. They're nothing new. They've always been corrupt. They've always been nepotists and ridiculous weirdos. They've always acted like that. Always. His sister was a judge in Philadelphia, of all places, not too far away from here. Like, we're not stupid. That judge recently retired, so an investigation into funding that she was purportedly mishandled could end, because you can only investigate like a sitting judge that hasn't been retired or something like that. Some weird kind of rule. But who does that? Not a decent judge, I can tell you that much right now. Not one that's not somehow compromised. They've done something wrong. I don't know what it is, but it's stinking up the joint, I'm telling you. And this whole like weird violent nonsense that's going on, like, oh, the people on the left are gonna take to the streets and be violent. Like, that's never been a thing. So why is it suddenly, like, I don't understand. It's well, I do understand. It's creepy and scary. So that looks a little bit beefier there. I think I'm just gonna leave that on the roof. Yeah, we'll just keep it on the roof. We don't necessarily need it. Now this is even, right? When I say even, this is symmetrical. Right, now we gotta put in some more glass here. Oops. Now I would put in all kinds of fancy stairs and stuff, but these switch buildings very frequently did not have stairs, they just have ladders. Okay, let's get back onto a more positive topic instead of people, the disgusting people that want to ruin the country. So we're going to just continue this up. Okay, and then we're going to just do aim fire. That's going to look kind of cool. There we go, look at that. It's almost like I've built something before. Ha 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 ha. Let's turn the music on. Options. Okay. So we're going to do slab, sandstone slab. And you cannot tell me that that does not look totally awesome with the slab. It does. It looks completely awesome. You know it, and I know it. Everyone, we all know it. Look at that. That's a beautiful roof, isn't it? Okay, so now we have this sort of central control building constructed. It's kind of dark and creepy, so let's, well, let's clear out these friends of ours here. They shouldn't spawn if I'm down here, so let's, of course, I fall straight down. Okay, so we're going to grab some sea lantern. And the sea lanterns, I'm just going to boop and boop and boop. Okay, it's getting a little bit better. Oh, so much better now. So much better. Put one right there. And maybe just a row of them across the top here to be super awesome. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Just a row of, just pretend they're like fluorescent lights or something. There we go. Now these guys can be, let's just put these up here as well. Actually, I kind of like that idea of them wrapping around like that. It's kind of cool. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Oh, so much brighter in here. Now down here, on the other hand, this is just a problem. Ah, crap. I can't do anything there. That should be alright. Then we're going to go across here and do the same thing. We grab the actual sea lantern. I do have to actually go over here and fix this ladder now. Of course, this is going to get one right in the middle. Okay, this one's going to get one right in the middle. Probably 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. So this is lit up. This is lit up. This is all lit up. It's a little bit dark. Let's see where. Okay, so we're going to take this diagonal here instead of it being 2. So if we come down here, we could actually just do it that way. There, all nice and lit up now, except for down here. I do not know how far down we're going to bring these signals, but they do have to be, they will have to go underneath each other. And they can't really go around each other because I really want to do one track of through the sand because I have to take the sand out from above. So I'll probably have one track to the front of the yard and one track to the back of the yard, so I can get the inflow and outflow track switches, and then they'll sort of just be stacked. There's going to be probably a 2 block wide sort of stretch swath where the sand has been taken out and capped over with. So how do you get out of this thing anyway? Oh, right, down here. Forgot about that. So there's 2 entrances. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let's just continue removing a lot of this stuff here. Just put that all up there. I am actually tempted, very tempted, to just elevate the whole thing up on some sort of thing, you know, like have them all on top of, because the I'm gonna have probably probably four of these guys. I'm gonna have like four of these. And then on the classification track side, so I'm going to have four of these things over here, right? And then on the outlet of this track, I think that's going to be, all right, I just need to see what the layout is here. So we have 1, 2, 3, okay, and then 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be unit number 3, and this will be 1, 2, 3. Oh. Just marking these out where they're going to be. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be a pretty big yard actually. It's going to go all the way until about over here, I would think. Okay. So we're gonna have tracks that go from down underneath here, probably around the back here, kind of like diagonally. And then we're gonna have another track that probably goes diagonally over to the end on this side. So this is going to be, I'm just trying to think here. All right, so I'm just going to extend these out to how far I think they're going to go. Kind of like Moana, how far I'll go. I've been staring at the water, but I haven't gone swimming because I forgot my suit. It's going to look really neat when these are all laid out, actually. What is wrong with me? Oops. So this is gonna lead into the classification yard, because once the trains are humped together, then they go in the classification yard, and any other cuts of cars that come in from other parts of the system, they can then get attached at that point, and the train can be made up there. So we have a dual purpose yard here. Then we have to figure out where the main line is coming in. Okay. So we're going to be able to fit quite a few minecart tracks here, but it's not really. I'm just trying to bridge the gap between sort of the minecart physics and all of that usability in the game, and like a real rail yard, because a real rail yard would be, have a certain size to it. The minecarts don't hook to they don't couple to each other, which I think they should. Oh, I'm sliding down in the seat here. For people who have OCD, fear not, I will fix this. And OCD is a real thing, so don't make fun of it. Oops. I am eventually going to replace all these rails. I just want to see what the layout is going to look like. Okay, that's fine. So it looks like a little forky fork there. Okay, that looks okay. That looks okay. Okay, I think they all look the same-ish. Okay, so now we're going to bring another track here that this guy can actually feed into. Right, so this can be fed from either side here, which is cool because then you can have multi-sorting, which is really good. So, okay, let's see here. Okay. Is it like up here? Then you have another one here. This allows cars from hump 2 and hump 3 or hump 1 and hump 2 to come to the same on the same cut of cars, basically. It allows them to come down the same way. Right. Okay, that looks about right so far. And then we're gonna cut this one in over here. Is it one up? Alright, sorry about the cat meowing in the background. I think he's probably bored or something. So this is the central track for hump number 3. These all have to be labeled because you can't just be flying levers and switches all over the place. Doing it backwards like this is actually better because if you do it this way, yeah, this is the combination track. So there are 3 combination tracks. There is combination track 1 and 2, combination track 2 and 3, combination track 3 and 4. Right, well, I'm going to get the outside of 1 and 4 done real quick here. And now there's a whole other yard that has to go back here, the receiving yard. And then there also has to be another bit of track here for the classification flat switching yard to bring cars over here, strings of cars over here for hump switching. So it's a very complicated build. I mean, it's not going to be a small build. So there's going to be another sort of pre-hump yard back over here. It's only going to be like, I think probably 5 or 6 tracks total. And then then we'll have probably 4 or 5 tracks go around. I think we'll have 4 plus a spare, kind of like that, where there's a capacity for 4 main. You could locomotive of this train can pull into the receiving yard, right, and then it can either come through here and be humped, or it can bypass and go right to the classification card from the receiving yard. So the receiving yard is going to be back over this way. And so part of it will come in here, a part of it will go around. We're going to have 5 tracks. Because if we have all these trains and all these sections of the train built up, we should have we should have one bypass. So say one train is being built over all these tracks, and you pull it out onto you want to be able to have capacity for that in the yard. You want to have capacity for as many moves as possible, but while not making it overcomplicated. So that's the hump yard, at least the front end of it. The back end of it is going to be a ladder, which is going to be really complicated actually. So no. It has to be up 1. There we go. But I have to make sure that this track in the middle is actually the one where everything comes out onto. That's why it's good to have an even amount, or not even an even amount, just a central track that the ladder can sort of culminate in. But I think this one's going to culminate in 3 tracks instead of 1. Yeah, we're going to bring these 3 out here. Now you know why I was clearing this huge area out here. I'm probably getting some of this wrong, just systemically, just like from an actual railroad point of view. But this is kind of like basically how it works. And then we'll have a crossover here and maybe one here, just in case we want something to come through. But then these will, I think these guys can turn right about here into the classification yard. Bring this down here. So we have 3 tracks coming out into this end of the classification yard. And there's going to be another ladder here, and there's going to be, I guess we can put the main line over here, have the far side, the far end of the yard over here, the near end here, and this can just feed into that. And we might have a flyover here to fly this over the main line from the hump yard. We could just, yeah, no, we could do that, but we'd have to space these out a little bit. We're gonna have to space these out a little tiny bit more. So if we're gonna bridge this over, we need to have probably 3. And then 1, 2, 3. There we go, and now we can bridge these tracks over. So these can also go up over a bridge here. I'm just gonna do it like that. But so there could be a bridge here, you know, up over, bringing all 3 over, and then kind of swinging them around here. So this is part of the hump yard done. So So let's just build these up to here at the very least, because they will be a little bit longer. I hope that's enough distance. Oh, yeah, I might need to move this whole section here out a bit. You can see now how huge this project is. This building, it looks big, but no, it's really not. It's going to be probably, I think it's going to end up being to scale, actually. Okay. And this is going to have to move up by 1, and this is going to have to move up by 1. Okay, so that should be good. So you got the bulk of the hump yard is done. The hump system itself, this may need to be all completely replaced and rebuilt, but in general, this is going to be how it is. And then we're going to have the back end of these. If we come up here and turn this off, so there's 4 tracks. Those 4 tracks are going to come in and be like right next to each other. And I'll simulate that now. I guess I can do that. But coming off of the tail end of these things, the humps will be built like this. Like this is going to have like 5 and these. It'll be all manually operated. But you could also probably do an automatic operation. You guys maybe didn't believe me when I told you this thing is going to be huge, but yeah. So this is part, and the receiving yard is going to be off behind here. So the receiving yard is going to split off into the hump yard, and it's going to, then there's going to be the hump yard bypass tracks, which is we're going to sit over here. And I'm not sure if we're going to build the team tracks or not, because the team tracks are where the locomotives will sit. So let's just pretend that these have the humps and all that mechanical stuff built in already. All right, and since this is 4, we're going to combine 2. So that's going to be like that. Then this is going to run back. Where is this combining? Oh, that actually needs to come out to at least here. So all right. So this couldn't work anyway because the hump would be right in the middle of the hump. That wouldn't work. And it's literally just like a mound of dirt. So this is going to come over here, and there'll be a switch here. And then this one comes off over here, and this one comes over. And this is why I want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is going to be the thing that's it. It's just this. And to shrink this, well, I can't shrink this down because it has to be on the hump here. But I might be able to bring it back a little bit further. Something like that. And we're going to just quickly do something like that. So it's going to start as 1 and then split into 2 and then split into 4. If that makes any sense at all. So now we're going to bring hump track 1. We're going to bring that up here. Okay, we're going to bring this out by 1 as well, just because I want some space. Okay, so that's basically the basic layout of this hump yard here. I could have these closer together when it splits into 4, but I really can't because the hump structure itself it does need to be a certain length to have the minecarts need to be able to slow down and speed up and so on and so forth. So let's just continue. Let's continue on here with the ladders. We're going to have to go down this side, descending now. Okay. Whoops. What the heck am I doing here? And run this down. A few more tracks to so we have hump section 4 here to go, and that's about it. Now, is this even with the one over here? Yes. Okay. So that's the hump yard. That's the yard itself. And then the hump mechanism, I'm going to have to, let's see, is it right here? So I'm going to build the humps now. And I'm going to come back next live stream and okay. Then this one comes in here. And it stops right there. Okay, that's hump number 1 in place. Not going to put any redstone stuff down right now at all. I'm just going to put the rails in place. So if I push a minecart through, it should go through. And I might end up moving these back by 1 or 2 blocks just because they kind of are right there. The slowing circuit should actually be on the flat part, but whatever. I don't want to get too. I mean, it's too technical here. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be super 100% accurate. Oops, I took too many tracks out here. Do 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 do. Okay. I think it's this one. And then 1, 2, 3, 5. So that's 3 out of the 4 humps, the actual humps themselves built up. A hump in a real rail yard is just a hill, but the tracks go, it's up and down. There we go. And they would just end up being filtered down through here to build the trains up. And then in the classification yard, they do flat switching. So there's going to be a receiving yard, a hump yard. There's going to be another secondary yard over here where trains from the receiving yards can be broken up, sit here, and then when this is being done, when this is completed, then and you can break down and build up trains in a hump yard really quickly. But say there's a section of a train that's coming in through the receiving yard that's being hooked up to something that's being built here, that can just sit over here, like on a siding area. We'll just call it the waiting yard, waiting line. We'll put it on the waiting line, and then when this part of it is done, depending on if it's in the front or the back, this one can be brought forward over to the classification yard. Then this part over here be pulled and tacked onto the back of it, and then built further up, if that's what's going to happen. So I think that is going to be the plan going forward here. Let's see here, one moment. Right, okay. So we're going to build hump number 4. And it should be good. I'm actually already really proud of this. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Build a realistically scaled yard in Minecraft. Oops, I'm going too far here. Then I just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put the tracks back over it. Because you don't want the carts to get momentum if they roll back down this way. So let's get a minecart. Minecart with chest. Minecart with hopper. Let's just say this is full up, okay? See how it slows? And then it gets another boost, and it slows. See, it's going to go wherever it's going to go. Yeah, this needs to just be put in like that, I think. Can we go straight at all? No? Oh my god. Well, this isn't set up very well, is it? Okay, so we're gonna... No, 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 no. Oh my god. Stop running away. Okay, so we're gonna nudge this thing now down. It's not supposed to go across like that, but that's how minecart rails work in Minecraft, unfortunately. So this should just automatically go out the center. I think it should go out the center. There. It should have gone out the center track anyway, because the ladders all point to it. Holy vey. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not going to work. We need to bring this up by 1. Because we need to be able to put a redstone torch under here and here. So now I'm going to go back and realign all of these to feed out. Because ideally that's what we wanted to do. So this outside rail is going to be all squiggly. All right, we're gonna probably have to put a. Oh, that's not gonna work either, is it? Damn. Well, I'm gonna have to reconfigure this at some point. Might be able to bring it off here. Yeah, that should probably work. Because ultimately, we want it all to go out. These two outside tracks are basically just for capacity, not so much for direct functionality. If that makes any sense. Like when the yard's really busy, it'll be all using all three of these tracks. When it's not so busy, it'll just be using the center track. Okay, that looks good. This part here needs to be stretched out a little tiny bit. So we're going to reconfigure this. We're just going to reconfigure this real quickly here. We're just going to, yeah, we need to move, all of this needs to be moved out slightly. So we're going to move these out 2 blocks. And this comes out 1, 2. Wait, no, it's not even. Don't worry, we'll find a new home for all that sandstone. Number 3 will just come on out here. Still 3 blocks. But we have a little bit more room. Is there a little bit more room? So this needs to come, I think, one more further north. Is it north? West, whatever. Bring that one a little bit further over. Bring this one a little bit further over. Now there's plenty of room to do any of the finagling over here, so we're going to bring, this one is going to go up and over here, and this one's going to go up and over here. Now this one is going to do the same thing, except for it's going to do it up here. There we go. Hey, I fixed it. So now 4 tracks, or 1 track comes out into 3. 1 track splits into, and we can have 2 tracks come into here as well, actually. Okay. We can have 2 tracks coming into here. And we can have just like a little switch thing going on here where you can put a switch here, it's going to keep on going, put a switch here, it's going to keep on going straight. Perfect. There is actually a way to build this where it's not going to do that. Oh, actually, just going to kill that guy. So it'll go straight ahead no matter what. If we want to switch it, we can turn this on or off. Okay, well, I guess we're just going to have to keep it like that. And then, so here's our hump yard, the yard itself, not the sort of mechanical bits to it. That's basically the hump yard complete. So we need, how many switches do we need here on this end? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 12, and then 13, 14. And then we need to have one that goes this way, and we need to have another one that goes, oops, I need to have another one that goes this way. That's going to be the trickiest bit of all right here. No, this needs to be moved up by one. Jeez. And then here. This is going to have to be like that. So a train from here can go all the way over here. And a train from here can go all the way over here. There we go. So we're going to have a switch here, switch here. They all have to be switchable. Switch here. Switch here. You see already how complicated this is going to be. And then we need to switch here and here. Now keep in mind, this is all have to be automated underground. We're going to have like a torch tower or something. I'm not really sure 100% yet. Okay, and these are all going to be, yeah, that's fine. So these are all going to be, that's weird, I don't like that. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. There doesn't really need to be a switch in here. It just needs to flow out that way. Okay. So that's basically the track circuitry done in a manual setting, and we have one hump sort of semi-functional. We don't have the braking things. This whole area probably needs to be moved back by about 3 or 4 blocks, I would say, but we're not going to do that today. So I hope you guys really enjoyed or thought it was amusing, my little rail yard building bit today. We will be coming back to this. I'm going to make a multi-part series. We're going to build the hump yard, which we did. Okay, we need to, and then next time we're going to put in the manual switching stuff over this side, on the hump side, like the circuitry that's over here, basically. And we're probably going to move these back a few blocks and reconfigure this a little bit on this end. But so next time we're going to work on the hump end a whole bunch, and we're going to make sure that that all works. And we want to be able to switch which track we're going to from up just at one spot right here. Basically, we want a little station up here where we're nudging it, and we have the switches configured to where it's going to go either here or in the combination track, which I actually forgot to hook up over here, which is actually kind of funny. So there we go. It's a little bit weird looking, but yeah. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. So after we get done the hump yard, I think we're going to be doing the receiving yard, because that's going to be fairly simple. We need to set up the receiving yard switches. There's going to be a ladder that goes all the way down. So basically there's going to be a row of tracks. The receiving yard is not going to have a whole lot of switches. It is going to have one squiggly bit of switches that goes all the way down the middle, and it's going to direct them off to here, or off to the, I'll call it the ready track for the hump yard. And then we have to build the main line. So there's going to be at least, let's see, 1, pardon me, 2, and then we have to build the waiting track. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will probably be 5 or 6 videos, maybe a little bit more. On the final video, we'll hook up all the redstone needed, and we're going to probably have another few little things in here. For example, putting in a brake track here, so minecarts that come down this way don't just roll off down here. So the carts, once they're down here, they stop at the end of these tracks every single time, probably right around this distance down, maybe like something like that, where there's a little bit of track left, but yeah, but that's definitely going to be for next time. So thank you guys, everyone, for watching. I do appreciate your interest in my stupid little wacky experiments and builds and stuff here. So I'm just trying to think here. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But I'm gonna complete the hump yard in the next episode. I'm not sure when that's gonna be. Today is Wednesday, May 1st. Happy May, everyone. Happy hump yard, hump day. Yeah, yeah, I went there with the puns. Yeah. Anyway, love you all. Love yourself. Love everyone around you. And as always, kindness always, and peace.